I want you to think tonight, and I don't know how much we'll get into Scripture because I want to show you some other things. I'm going to show you some tools we have available to us today. And by the way, I barely scratch the surface on what the capabilities are of electronics anymore. And but as you see up there right now, that is YouTube. That's where our services go from Mays Chapel here. And I do two other churches also. I do Gospel Tabernacle out Wayne, and I do Kellogg, some of the services down there. They do some live on Facebook, but I personally like the way I do it better because I can go in and edit out stuff that people don't really need to hear. The public don't really need to hear it. And you can go out and pick out the good. I'm not saying that there's any bad, but there's some stuff you just don't want to tolerate if you're not in this particular church sitting in a pew here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so we go in and we edit out the message. And if there's something special that turned out good on the audio and the video and everything, then we'll put that on too. And Roger's message of last week is up to 48 views. And mine, I used just a little segment. I've been wanting to do this for a while. I used just a little segment of the last time I taught on this. You remember how I opened up? You've been on a trip and you see pretty scenery, but you passed it by, but you turned around and come back and spent some time there. Mm-hmm. And that's what we're doing with the woman at the well. There's so much in this happening that we don't even tip it. We don't even tip it. I mean, and right here is a good place to listen to this first one here. See it up at the top in brown. I'm going to turn around here where I can make sure everything's like it's supposed to be. Next guy, I've listened to him a little bit, but this guy right here used to be up at Cross Lanes. And I'm not sure, I'm not sure where his church is at now, but you ain't never heard preaching like this man can preach. I mean, he can tear a congregation all to pieces. I'm talking about the good way. And this one right here, John MacArthur. Roger knows about him. He's a dandy, ain't he?
Yes, he is.
Yeah. Now, any that I listen to, I never agree with them 100%. There's always something in any message or any messenger that you can find out that's not 100%. So the Lord's got to give you guidance in what you get out of that. I don't care if it's me up here, Roger, any of you that teaches, anybody that testifies, you got to pick out the good. If you buy a bushel of apples from the store and you get them home, they look beautiful up on top. But when you get down in them, there's one rotten down there. You know what happens if you leave that rotten one in there? It rotten a whole bunch on it. So we got to do the same thing with a message as we do with apples. Same identical thing. You pick out the bad and disregard it. Say, yeah, I don't know where that come from, but because all of us are subject to listen to the wrong spirit. And Margaret tells me quite often that I do. So, and this next guy here, Skip Isaac. Anything just about that you hear out of this man, it is good. And some of you's experienced that because I play him over here quite a bit. And I think this is one of the little short ones, 8 minutes and 32 seconds. See, it tells you on there, if you can see it good enough back there, how long the video is. Mm-hmm. Now remember I told you a while ago, I've got videos on it's over an hour. But the little introduction I had 2 weeks ago was only a minute long, and it got more views than I've ever got. Roger beat me with the whole message. That's all right. We don't care. The important thing is the gospel gets out there. And who would ever dream that Mays Chapel would be going to the whole world? Anybody in the world can pull up what I'm doing here right now and watch anyone if they want to. Okay. That's just a little brief thing. Oh, I want to show you one other thing. Can you see the little microphone over on the right? Up the top? Now where it says John chapter 4 there, you can type that in if you want to. But sometimes that microphone can understand you, and you just tip it and ask it anything you want to. I don't care what it is. If you want to know how to get your car unlocked, I guarantee you somebody's on there telling you how to unlock your car. So it's a very valuable tool. I've fixed a lot of stuff by watching something on here and find out how to do it where I didn't know. And it's on there for ladies too. There's all kinds of cooking stuff. Well, I want to give you an indication here.
If you have to work on
Faith
your cars,
movies. I told it faith movies. Now I want you to look here. Now these are all movies. It's got no cussing. And it's all good content. It may not be accurate with the Bible. That's what you got to decide when you watch it. That's what you got to decide when you listen to somebody teach or preach. That's what you got to decide. But all you got to do is hit that little microphone and talk to it. All I done was say faith movies, and it typed it right in there for me. I didn't have to type it, and there it is. By the way, you can have your phone hooked to the screen in your car if you got a fairly new car, and you've got a little microphone on it. And going down the road, you can tip it and say, "I'm hungry." And it'll take you to the restaurant. It'll show you the restaurants on the road and how to get there. It's amazing.
No, it won't.
Huh?
You said it won't pay for it, though.
No, it won't pay for it. You might take some food stamps with you and take care of that. I don't know. Okay.